All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from New Holland Brewing, and they're out of Holland, Michigan, and this is their Dragon's Milk, the Coconut Rum Barrel Reserve variant. This is the 2025 vintage, so this is a rum barrel aged stout with coconut. It comes in at 11% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This bottle is just under 2 months old. So I have not reviewed a beer from New Holland in almost a year, and I thought I would give this one a go because this is the second collaboration between New Holland and the Dungeons and Dragons brand. And the first one they released last year was the 20D variant, which was a 20% version of Dragon's Milk. And I did see it at one place on my travels to Ohio, and it was $48 a bottle. I had to pass. I think it was a 22 fluid ounce bottle, but at over $2 an ounce, I couldn't do it. I know a lot of people thoroughly enjoyed that beer, but it was just a bit too pricey for me. But for those of you who did pick it up, hopefully it was fantastic. So this is the second collaboration, and this is not that dissimilar from their I think it was the Reserve 1 release they did back in 2020. It was a coconut rum barrel version of it. It was aged in Jamaican rum barrels with toasted hazelnuts, I think cocoa nibs, and toasted coconut. This one a bit different. This is aged in Jamaican rum barrels, or sorry, not Jamaican, Caribbean rum barrels as opposed to the Jamaican rum barrels. And they're just using toasted coconut, no hazelnuts, no cocoa nibs. And yeah, like I said, this is another collab with Dungeons and Dragons, and this is where I could bullshit you and be like, I know everything about Dungeons and Dragons. Listen, I know of Dungeons and Dragons. In fact, as we crack this open, I'll talk about it a little bit more. My friends growing up loved Dungeons and Dragons. I used to go over to my one friend's house, and we would watch football on Sundays in the fall. And most of them would play, have a game of Dungeons and Dragons going while watching NFL Sunday. And they would play it from like 10, 11 in the morning until football was over at 8 p.m. It was insane. And then those same friends, as we got older and I became, teenagers and into like high school, they switched from Dungeons and Dragons to Magic the Gathering as that became very popular. Never got into either of those, but I'm nerdy in my own way, right? I review beer on YouTube. I'm a fucking nerd, just not a Dungeons and Dragons or Magic the Gathering nerd, and that's okay. But if you like Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, more power to you. Hopefully you pick this beer up and you enjoy it. So they do have a spiel on the side that I'll read at the end if I remember. If not, probably be in the description box, but it just talks about the collaboration, which I've already pretty much mentioned in this one. So anyway, yeah, so they're definitely using toasted coconut. I'd imagine the oils from the coconut have gotten rid of that head, because that head was there and now it is dissipating to a thin film. So yeah, that looks like 11% barrel-aged stout. Let me swirl up a beer. There are legs on the side of the glass. We'll see. I'll hold it. Look at the legs on the glass up there. Absolutely ridiculous sheets, I would say. So yeah, it has a dark brown into almost pitch black color. It had about a finger of the straight up khaki colored head that is now dissipated to pretty much nothing. You have what looks like coconut flakes maybe on the side of the glass, but in addition to that, sheets and alcohol legs, because it is 11%, but it kind of plays the role, I think, of what you're looking for as far as a beer goes, at least in my opinion. That's if I'm going to pick up a barrel-aged beer, if it looks like that, that's fine. Head notwithstanding, because a lot of times when you use adjuncts, things like this can happen. It's pretty much the oils from the coconut killing the head. Ooh. Has that rum spice with a beautiful toasted coconut vibe. And then just fudgy chocolate to me. Fudgy chocolate, coffee, rich roasted malt. A little bit of like a dark fruit in here, like a sweet cherry. I'm loving the nose. Like, it's coconut meets rum spices, a little bit of oak, but then huge fudgy chocolate and roasted malt. This is out of my darker beer fridge at 54 degrees Fahrenheit, so trying to drink this one a little bit warmer to bring out the flavors. It doesn't smell overly boozy either. Like, it's a big beer because you can smell the barrel, but no astringency from the booze in the nose. Like, it doesn't have that like ethanol kind of just like over the top booziness. Honestly, it's not like super complex, but what's here is really nice. So I want to get into it. Cheers, everyone. That's fucking delicious. Wow, is that good? They need to keep on bringing these Dungeons and Dragons collabs to the forefront, because apparently they're doing something that they don't do with some of their other variants. I've always been somebody who likes Dragon's Milk, the base beer, but always find it a little bit thin, a little bit tepid as far as like the barrel is concerned. It's a decent, good, shelfy barrel-aged beer. The variants are where they shine, certain variants. This is where they shine for me. This is fucking phenomenal for a Dragon's Milk variant. That said, it has the one issue that Dragon's Milk always has, a little bit thin. This is like low full. It's 11%. I would want this medium to straight on full bodied. So it has a bit of thinness. It's not as thin as their regular base Dragon's Milk, but it does have a little bit of a thinness to it. The mouthfeel, mild to moderately carbonated, more approaching moderate. Smoothness going down, a touch of creaminess. Nice mouthfeel, better than the body, but neither are like sensational. The taste is where this one wins me over. This is a boozy, rich, and decadent like Mounds Bar if you somehow had like a rum drizzle on it. If they made like a Mounds Bar with like rum spices. Forefront for me, tons of fudgy dark chocolate right at the forefront. Mixed in with some nice roasted, deeper roasted malt qualities, a little bit of coffee, passes through nice sweet dark cherry, a little bit of a nondescript other like dried dark fruits, maybe a touch of caramel and molasses, maybe toffee. Towards the finish, the coconut just explodes to me. It's toasted sweet coconut. It's beautiful. And then, and like what happens is the first half of the palate I really don't get it, and then the middle of it I do, and then it just like envelops the palate. So it's like a full like toasted coconut vibe throughout the palate. And the finish has oak. It has the spirit. It's a spiciness that I perceive with rum barrels. It has a nice like kind of like just more like an intensified like caramel, toffee, molasses kind of feel to it. The finish is semi-dry with a mild bitterness. This is a sweeter beer, but it's not cloying. It's rich. It's decadent. It's, like I said, a very fudgy type of beer, but not over the top with the sweetness. Like, I don't think this is going to get cloying drinking the rest of this. I'm taking sips of it, and it's like not weighing me down. A lot of times when I drink like a sweet beer, it's like each sip is like almost a chore. This is not anywhere in that realm. 11%, huge warm in my chest. Dare I say, like my chest is on fire. On the palate, nothing. Like I can tell it's a bigger beer, right? It has a little booziness, but it's like, you know, there's nothing astringent. But in the chest, like my chest is on fire right now. But that, you know, it's 11%. It is what it is. This is fucking absolutely delicious. Like you get these Dragon's Milk Reserve Series beers. Like the triple mash is always usually pretty fantastic. But outside of that, they're hit or miss. Some of them are absolutely delicious. Others fall flat on their face. This is absolutely delicious, and they need to bring this back again and again every year, because I would buy this every year. I wouldn't review it every year, but I just buy a bottle, maybe even a 4-pack, and just hammer it out, because this is what I want. If I want a big, rich 11% rum barrel aged coconut stout, this is what I want. One more sip. Wow. I did not anticipate picking this one up and going nuts over it. And there's going to be people who disagree with me, and that's the beauty of life. We all have different palates. You might come here and be like, it's a 4 out of 5. It's all right. To me, this is a sensational beer. One of the best Dragon's Milk Reserve beers I've ever had. As maybe not as good as the triple mash, but maybe in that realm. I just love coconut, and you put coconut and rum together, and like just like a coconut rum would be like. Yes, this is me all day long. They did a fantastic job, and I'm going to give it a fucking fantastic rating. So the Coconut Rum Barrel Reserve variant of Dragon's Milk, the 2025 release from New Holland. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to give this every single day of the week a 4.75 out of 5. Yeah, I said 4.75. This is spectacular. Wow. Let's read the little spiel here. It says, if I can read it, holy shit, is it small. Behold, the fabled brew of the Sea of Swords Dragon Turtle. From the shadowed depths of the Sea of Swords, where pirate captains dare to sail and legends weather all storms, comes a brew most wondrous and rare. Dragon's Milk Reserve Coconut Rum Barrel Reserve. Forged in collaboration with Dungeons & Dragons, This fabled elixir pays homage to the Gargantuan Dragon Turtle, a creature known to rise from the deepest depths to defend a vast territory and satisfy its mighty thirst for treasure. At 11% ABV, this reserve is finished in the same rum barrels Sword Coast pirates seek to prevent from joining the sunken treasure hoard of a dragon turtle on the ocean floor. All right, a little bit ridiculous there, but for those of you who like the lore of Dungeons & Dragons, I'm sure you're stoked about this one, which, again, more power to you. That's awesome. So they say when to drink it, then they have the glass and everything. So yeah, fantastic. Price point availability, $20 4-pack here in Buffalo, New York. I think it was like $5.50 or $5.49 for that bottle all day, every day. 4.75 out of 5. Fucking the best Dragon's Milk Reserve, not named triple mash that I've ever had. And the availability, I don't know. It's New Holland. They probably have a beer finder on their website. If not, if you get New Holland in your area, be on the lookout for this one. I'm glad I picked it up. This is delicious. Seek it out if you like coconut rum, if you like coconut, if you like rum, if you like Dragon's Milk, you like barrel-aged Imperial Stouts, pick this one up. I don't think you'd be disappointed because I am surely nowhere near disappointed in this one. It's the total opposite. So if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. What did you think about this one? This is definitely better than that 2020 Reserve 1 variant that had the toasted hazelnuts and the cacao nibs and all that shit. This is way better. Simple, to the point, still pretty complex, boozy, but not over the top. The only issue I really have, stopping this from giving me a 5, is probably the thinness of the body. And it just doesn't wow me as a 5 out of 5, but it's approaching world class, if not already there. Just, if this body wasn't thin, this would be like a 4.85, 4.9, plain and simple. So anyway, appreciate it. Till the next one. Cheers.